Okay, we cannot go uptown, so let's go to Central. This one will finally hit the bookstore, we can get the newspaper, etc.
The citizens are relatively calm for being so close to a large, dangerous weapon.
They got used to it.
It was like that with the Azure Tree. And the days leading up to the last war, too.
And the war before that.
I think they just get that it's better to focus on how they can help rather than panic.
Humans are strong in the most unexpected ways.
You said it.
Feels like I've woken up from this awful nightmare ever since we were freed from the EDF. What about that tower, though? Think it could keep enemies shaking in their boots the way the Empire's railway guns have? No, I don't like that at all. I know it's for the good of Crossbell, but a weapon that can slaughter left and right sits awful with me. I truly hope the Supreme Leader rethinks using it. The occupation being all over means the Supreme Leader was just blowing smoke, right? I suppose we shouldn't be paying the whole thing any mind, then. If I've got time to think about what could have been, then I've got time to hand out balloons and put smiles on kids' faces. I've wanted the latest orbital vacuum cleaner from ZCF for some time. The manager agreed to order one for me right away. Talk about customer service. That's how Fernand has always been, caring and willing to help whenever you need something. I don't know what I'd do without him. The Ebon Defense Force pulling out means the former Governor General's uprising has been stopped, right? It's hard to ignore how similar the situation was to what happened a few years ago with Dieter Qua. Dictator's always destined to come toppling... Yeah, it's supposed to come toppling down sooner or later, no matter how hard they try. We can finally resume contact with our regular train partners now that the city's been freed. Guess we can put in orders for items we're out of stock of. Gen 10's primary goal remains to meet the needs of our customers no matter the circumstances. Feels like I need to work harder than ever to make up for all the time we've left our customers waiting. I've been thinking next time I should start a counter of how many typos and errors I see, so that'll be a good way to welcome daybreak out west, you know? Hi there, welcome to Gen 10 Orbital Store. So relieved things aren't as tense as they were before. Crossbell is supposed to be a bright and hopeful place for everyone. Anything else just feels wrong, you know? We'll grab one of those just because they're cheap. Hey everyone, congrats on the whole liberation mission, that was nice work. Sure is a big relief not to have those EDF weirdos breathing down my neck anymore. Still, I can't believe the Supreme Leader's hiding a crazy weapon like that up his sleeve the whole time. It's totally nuts. As if things can get any better than they were, can get any worse than they were. Well, if he thought we were going to just roll over, he's got another think coming, so that's a very, very common mistake that I'm not really going to hold against them. Don't worry, me and the rest of Gen 10 crew plan to keep helping the police the best we can. That includes doing some Orban tuning, of course. Don't be a stranger if you need some upgrades. This United Nations superweapon business have gone far enough. Let's bust the whole thing down and show them what crossbones are made of. That's the plan. We'll put a stop to this, Wendy. So I'm just curious if she offered anything new here. Not see anything special. Alright, I need to figure out which one of these I want. I'm not really going to worry about that just yet. I'll probably try to see if there's a list of them online so I can see them all side by side instead of having to scroll through 40 different weapons or whatever. Hoping someone put together a table of the different Zemurian weapons. It also looks like almost everyone can work as a Zemurian ore these days. Hey kids, good seeing you. Same to you, Chief. We just wanted to touch base. Looks like the cleanup of those Zauber Soldats remains is done now. Yeah, knock on wood. Red Constellation came in handy for once. City came out as unscathed as we could have hoped for. Pretty ironic that Qua would be the ones coming to the rescue after setting the place on fire once. Yeah, ADOs works in mysterious ways, but they're hired guns at the end of the day. They go where the Mira is. I should be rolling out of here soon. Need to hook up with Dudley so we can start going over our plans for the big operation soon. What's a guy got to do to get a smoke break around here? Is a few minutes to breathe too much to ask? Look at the bright side. Missing your smoke breaks is doing wonders for your health. Physically, maybe not a smoker alive thinks it's good for their lungs, but we sure as hell ain't need it for our sanity. On a serious note, I hope you kids know we're standing at an impasse for Crossbell in its future, so maybe laying off the smokes until this is all said and done isn't a bad idea. Wouldn't want to jinx anything. You must be serious about this. You're willing to give up smoking, even if it's only for an afternoon. Chief without a cigarette in his hand just doesn't feel right. All the more reason we should pull this off. I'm not sure enabling someone's bad habits is a good reason to go stop a super weapon, guys. Just like old times, don't worry about me. You kids get back to preparing for what's to come. You're gonna need it. Taking the city back was a test for the police, but what comes next is gonna challenge all of Crossbell. Look alive and knock 'em dead, kids. I only want the best of what the Triple S has to offer, got it? Yes, sir. So just chime in real quick, I don't remember if we've seen him smoke all game. The rules regarding ratings and tobacco have changed since the Crossbell games originally came out. They may have been grandfathered in just because it was too difficult to change the sprite work.
Now then.
So, just some food for thought. Our weapons' orbital systems took a pretty heavy hit against the Zauber Soldats. Gento was quick to make repairs, though. We're really grateful they were there when we needed them. Is it just me, or are people, like, legit hating on Rufus right now? I thought we were all really into him. Guess people don't like all the stuff he's been doing. But people can hate him all they want, I'd still hit it. Girl, please, not if I get to him first. Look at that, you're so popular. It's certainly interesting to hear. Hello, Earth Rufus. Bursting out a weapon like that crazy is a little too gross. The worst part about being Rufus' #1 fan is, like, no one ever gets him as much as me, you know? Yeah, I don't know how all these psychopaths get groupies and everything. Happens in real life, sadly, so that's like a thing of fiction. Day feels a little brighter now that the Ebon Defense Force has been run out of town. That retrouble, whatever, still gives me the willies, though. Well now, how goes the Triple S today? Around the Crossbell Times that you and a few other folks plan to put a stop to that thing. Makes you feel guilty how you're always getting saddled with the tough jobs, but I can always rest easier knowing it's on you. You know it, and thanks for the encouragement. Just leave it to us. I know I'm Erebonian, but to be honest, I like the idea of Crossbell paving the way to a united continent. Now they really think about it, it was very foolish of me. Did I learn nothing from the war? It's so embarrassing. I know we're no longer in our occupation, but things still feel pretty touch and go. Oh well, all I can do in a situation like this is keep selling food to people who are looking to buy, you know? If I get myself too wound up with things I can't change, I won't even have time for my own business. And those are all the same as everywhere else. Never thought she'd sneak her way into Crossbell under these circumstances. You really never know what you'll get with Patiri. I digress. I just need to focus on what I can contribute to this mess. I was so surprised when Patiri came running here from Erebonia. Here I was, seeing her moping about the future while she was out there making her future happen. I'm a little ashamed. I should take a page out of her book and put in the work to carve out my own future. It was Patiri, wasn't it? Thank you so much. Never expect you to get in contact with workshops and our partner stores in Erebonia. Don't mention it. Too bad I wasn't able to get in contact with all of them. Another typo. Just wanted to help the department store and Cynthia as much as I could. Regardless, we are truly in your debt. Eric told me much about you, but now I see just how much initiative you have. You think? Well, I'm a gal who gets things done. Well, if it isn't Machias and his little friends. Don't go eavesdropping when I'm talking about my heroic exploits. You know we weren't trying to. But it's good to hear your job at the department store is going well. Thanks. That place looked out for me, so it's only fair that I pay my dues. Oh, and I already got my worker's visa renewed, so I ain't going anywhere. You hear Cargo's doing some part-time work while looking for something permanent. So nothing's really changed for us two. We're still both finding our ways in life. Best of all, we can still get together and catch up over some good grub. Machias' treat. Sure hope the accountability inspector pays him a good salary. As long as you're hanging in there, that's what matters. We're not completely out of the woods yet when it comes to the tower incident, so take care of yourself. I don't need a goody two-shoes like you to tell me that. You guys stick to your guns too, you hear me? Patiri is an incredible young lady now, isn't she? She's always quick to take the initiative. I'll need to kick myself in high gear with her around. Have I really been talking to you about this familiar that much? Are you sure you aren't just imagining things? You kidding me? You don't remember? Rings a little bit of a bell, so maybe, but I've been so out of it lately. Never mind, how about we forget about him and start talking details on our honeymoon? Sure thing, sweetheart, let's. I've been feeling pretty out of it these days, but I don't have time to figure out why I've got a honeymoon to plan. I honestly don't know what happened, but I'm just happy my Janetta is back to normal. I've come up with all kinds of ideas for our honeymoon. I can't wait to share them with her. I don't remember finding another Mishy tail, but still a decent item, all things considered. So I don't know if that's it for the books. It's very, very possible there's still some somewhere in the Reverie corridor that I need to get. And it's looking to be the case. If I manage to get in contact with my family in Le Mans, couldn't begin to tell you how much of a relief it was to hear my parents' voices. Crossbell really is a magnet for trouble. Nice place to live in, though. And if you want me to read Marksman and Moonless Morn, I can probably do that much later into the game. I heard news from an old friend close to government sources. They say even those in the EDF weren't themselves. The only problem left is the weapon above the leg, but I'm not worried. No matter what troubles we face, we have those youngsters in the Triple S to protect us. So, if you don't remember, Paola, I believe, was the old lady who sat on the bench downtown. She's the one who gives you the Master Quartz if you feed the Jizo. Spoiler. The Open Defense Force has finally left the city. Feels like waking from a terrible nightmare. But if that Divine Lightning is activated, it's clear as a cloudless day we'll have a new war on our hands. We have to do whatever we can to avoid that. I don't want any more people being sacrificed to war. But all I can do is cheer on the people capable of stopping this madness, so I'll cheer until my lungs give out. Yeah, I'm good. That tower sure is something to whip out right at the last minute. That Divine Lightning is just awful too. He wants to rain down judgment? No, he just wants violence. I know the world doesn't run on hope, but I just can't accept this. Wow. That's a lot of defense. Looks like the stuff we fished out of the corridor, though, is worth a lot more. I never got the chance to combine those, and probably won't need to at this point. Must not smash jars. But yeah, one thing I really don't like about the corridor is that they have books inside of them, so your achievements are... well, quite a few of your achievements are now RNG. But on the plus side, maybe that doesn't unlock anything. There's no shop for New Game Plus, I don't know. Got to know Harold while doing business in Armorga. Now we're business buds. Investing in him has been worth my while, let me tell you. It's not the only one worth his while, though. Whatever Crossbell needs, I'm here to help. Oh, thank goodness. It's so good to see you're all okay. Good to see you're hanging in too, Harold. So, you guys just make it back from Mainz? Yes. I was worried about the state of the city, so we came here to lend our support. That aside, I received an update from the Guardian Force. You're all turning your attention to that super weapon now that the city has been freed, is that right? It is. The situation is less than ideal, but we can't afford to give up yet. You always have been so strong. Can't even begin to tell you how much that strength has saved me and my family. Here, I know it's not much, but I want you to have this. Seriously? You can keep those, dude. Goodness, this is so much. Thank you, Mr. Hayworth. We'll use it wisely. Can't help on the front lines the way all of you can, but I'll do everything in my power as a trader to help people in the city. And if I know my fellow Crossbellans, they haven't given up either. I'm cheering for you all with everything I have. May Adios be with you. Thanks. I read the special issue of the Crossbell Times, so we've got all kinds of headache-inducing problems to deal with, but I was starting to feel a little bit of hope there. But you know, Crossbellans aren't quitters, myself included. Nothing will ever be so bad that it'll knock us down for good. So I went and made a new menu item since we can't get our hands on ingredients these days, and customers love it. Its name, you ask? Monster-flavored condensed pasta with a fair dollop of mystery sauce. Well, that's what it was called until Nano made me change it. Now it's Nature Breeze pasta with emerald sauce. Personally, I feel the name I had gave it some charm. Wonder what she didn't like about it. Yeah, she's a hater. Well, whatever, all I gotta do is keep making dishes that'll make the customers happy. And then one day I'll become the kind of chef they put in magazines, and then I'll be hit with the cougars. That's how I know I'll be living the good life. I personally don't have a problem with weird or monster parts as ingredients, but customers are a different story. We can't lie to them, though, so we're letting them know that it's a seasonal dish instead. As long as they don't ask what's in it directly, we can cut corners with that. Call it our way of being considerate. Can't help but worry about how Solteo will handle coming up with new ideas on his own. As long as Nat knows that are steering in the right direction, he'll probably be alright. Just happy I'll be there to watch the next generation for this cafe live in person. Live and in person. So, okay, that's actually kind of big. That one may really be worthwhile. I'm very curious about that HP absorb. If it's just like 20% regen, or do you actually absorb the hit you're about to take? Because that can shut down crafts or nuke spells pretty hard. To think the city would feel so wide open and free without the EDF. At the end of the day, we Crossbellans have got to be the ones to protect our city. Now to enjoy my coffee. So it would have been better if you said we Crossbellans will not rest until our city is safe. Now I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Hi guys, glad you're here. I want to say thank you because you're why I can be with Mommy and Daddy again. So thank you. We're so grateful to you for everything you've done. Couldn't put it better. You saved us so many times at this point, and you give us the courage to keep going. And your kindness is the reason we can keep going. Really, I thank you bunches more. I'll keep cheering you on. Hip hip hooray! Go Triple S, go Class 7. Screw Class 7. Everybody gets cheers. Wow, even us? I'd love it. I'm all fired up thanks to you. Oh god, we crossed the hour mark. One of my Michelin Wonderland work co-workers convinced me to come back home early. Thought maybe you would miss me more, so I was amazed to see how well she was doing. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm glad she's been so comfortable, and I'm sure it's because of you. I didn't actually get to take my chance to rest my voice, you couldn't tell her for a moment. Wonder where Kope went. He was here just a second ago. Must have wandered back to where the Triple S belonged at some point. I'll have to treat him with some delicious fish later for always keeping an eye on Mimi while we're out. So we still have to hit Station Street over there. It's just, I'm 90% certain I'm going to forget until we have to head out to St. Ursula or something, so word of warning. Now the bad part is there are load screens for the different floors, if I remember correctly. And the rooms themselves, which is worse. Look forward to the day things can go back to normal and support quests are the hardest part of our jobs again. We're almost there, just a little bit more and everything the future we've been fighting for will finally be here. That's right. Don't worry, Lloyd doesn't even lift. I don't know. Isn't there supposed to be an Elia poster here somewhere? I don't know. So this doesn't quite have the whole bar vibe that it did in Azure. That's Wazy's room, and here's Chief's. That's if you want to go out, which we probably should go out that door now that I think about it. Oh, there's no loading screen. Awesome. Ellie's room. So we gave her a vase, or a vase if you prefer that pronunciation, but I don't see it anywhere. I'm also... maybe that's the music box up there. Tio. So yeah, I don't remember what all we gave her for stuffed crap, but it's very possible... wow, she has a lot of it. Yeah. Noelle's? I don't remember if we gave her the motorcycle or not. The teddy bear she has goes with Franz. Yeah, I don't remember what the rewards were, and then loads stuff in Kia's room, including her penguin costume here. Although I suppose she doesn't really fit in that anymore now, does she? The animals have united against us. Hey, it's Zite and Kope. We're your new furry and feathered friends. This is incredible. The mere sight of the scene is warm and fuzzy enough to make my heart melt. Greetings. These creatures wish to watch over your heroics. They were drawn to one another and became comrades. Though in the case of the one named Cerberus, he's here because his master told him to spread word about their store. You don't say. I've always got you doing the weirdest jobs, huh, boy? That's Gaius' partner, Zio. Is he trying to tell us something? This one in particular is quite sharp. Indeed, there's a fair wind blowing. A fair wind. Maybe Gaius would know. Fear not, you'll understand when the time comes. Hey, I want to know how to talk to animals, too. Let me join. Me too. I always wanted to have a conversation with Kobe. Can you dumbasses hear yourselves? We're in deep shit and you want to shoot the breeze with some animals? Come on, they're more than just animals. They're our friends and allies too, you know? Well said. They may not be human, but they see themselves as your compatriots nonetheless. I myself was never meant to align with the interests of humans, but circumstances led me to becoming a police dog. Now it's my duty to stand with you all. I intend to protect this land's future. Thanks for always having our backs, Zite. We won't let you down. We get the Zite note. Mankind's strength will be what cuts forward a path to the future. It should be acceptable to lend my assistance as a police dog until the time comes. And as always, my best wishes are behind you, Triple S. The same goes for all your comrades. Looks like Zio's all pumped up. Good, because he's as much part of this next mission as we are. You're gonna be in charge of watching the store for a while, buddy. There's no reason you saying that should make any sense. Thanks for the positivity. Tia should be smacked for that. So, we can hop over to West Street, I guess. Holy crap. Not enough waypoints, I tell you. But the cool part is it looks like it lets me hop around outside town, just going from place to place. I can explore the different areas off camera, look for the new fishing... Oh man, hiccup. The new fishing holes. So we would have came out that door if we left the Triple S building. I think we're finally done with our cleanup work. Well done, Oscar and Benet. It's quite the firefight we had outside the bakery. So now we can finally reopen for business, right, Benet? Right, it's certainly been long enough. Still, it's only a matter of time until this brief calm is shattered again. What do you mean? In the end, Crossbell can't survive without Supreme Leader Rufus to guide us. We're so close to attaining everlasting peace. Why must the police and CGF keep trying to prevent that? Benet, take a deep breath. What the heck's gotten into you? What's gotten into me? How can you be so ignorant, Dad? You've seen that tower. As long as we have that, nobody will think twice about trying to lay a hand on Crossbell ever again. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? No, not Benet, too. Hey guys, thanks for coming to everyone's aid once again. Sorry to say we're a little preoccupied at the moment. We're not open for business yet. Then you got more pressing issues than opening the bakery right now, Oscar. Is Benet alright? Well, I'm sure you've noticed. The rest of the townspeople are all back to normal thanks to you guys freeing everyone. But for some reason, Benet still hasn't snapped out of it. Oh no, that poor girl. Guess the effects of the brainwashing haven't worn off for her yet. Yes, although such cases are quite unusual. Maybe somehow the brainwashing resonated so deeply with her mind that it failed to wear off when it did for everyone else. Is such a thing really possible? I think so. The brainwashing probably controlled people by amplifying whatever anxieties they already had deep down. If so, Benet must have been carrying some serious worries about something. That could explain why her mind still seems to be shackled by its effects. When you put it like that, I have noticed that Benet has been a real big worry wart for a while now. She kept making me swear I wouldn't go off and do anything else dangerous, maybe because I got injured during the war. That has to be it, I imagine. She must have thought that if another war broke out and you got drafted again, you might really never come back. I could see that being the root cause of all this. And then the brainwashing appeared to hit the worst time, and it spiraled out of control. Damn, the real question is, how do we help her? Just smack her, they'll take care of it. It's okay, Lloyd, don't worry about it. I think I have an idea of what to do. Those at the bakery have their own unique approach to solving problems. And by that you mean... Yep, I'm gonna bake some new special bread just for her and have her eat it. This won't be any old baguette either. The flavor is gonna be so out of this world it'll bring her back to her senses. Pretty lofty aspirations for a loaf of bread, if you ask me. Suppose we won't know until we try, even if I am more than a little skeptical. Actually, I think he's onto something. Benet is a baker too. If Oscar can somehow deliver a shock to her system that speaks to that pride, he could finally cure her. If there's anyone out there capable of such a feat, it's certainly Oscar. I'm convinced. I've actually already been preparing to make this bread just in case it came to this. Who knows how well it'll work, but it's definitely worth a shot. The only problem is that I'm having trouble finding all the ingredients I need. It's going to take more time to track them down. Sorry to make you wait, Benet. Hang in there just a little bit longer. Hold on, Oscar. Let us help. We can track down what you need. Are you sure? You guys must have your hands full getting ready for your next big operation. Do you really have time? That's irrelevant. At this point, we won't be able to concentrate on the operation until we get this sorted out. What he said. We'd rather not have any regrets once the plan is underway. Much as I'd rather not yet have another thing to worry about, I guess I can deign to help. Us too. Count us in. As long as we get some of that yummy new bread for ourselves, I'm happy to lend a hand. You guys, I don't know what I did to deserve this. Thank you. Now, since you've been kind enough to offer, I'd owe you big time if you could score me some native bilberries. What are those? I'm curious to know. I've heard of bilberries. That's a common enough ingredient, but native ones? You see, most of the bilberries you find are actually artificially cultivated. Native bilberries grow in the wild. Not only are they hardier, but they possess a different flavor, too. They've become tricky to harvest lately, though. Maybe the local vegetation has changed or something. I asked people who know the area around Amorca, and even people who travel Maine's mountain path and came up empty-handed. In that case, they could be growing somewhere along Ursula Road. Let's try searching some places that haven't seen much human activity recently. We may have some luck that way. Smart thinking. Thanks again, everyone. I appreciate you all taking the time to do this. I'll leave procuring the berries to you. So if I had to guess, it's probably by stargazers. My day of shopping feels so much better now that the city's been freed. Support for the Supreme Leader seems to have vanished too, which is a huge relief. Although for whatever reason, Benet still seems a little off to me somehow. I'm sure Oscar will take good care of her like he always does, but I still can't help but worry about what's going on with her. Why can no one understand that the only way to achieve true peace is through the United Nation? All we have to do is follow Supreme Leader Rufus's every word, and Crossbell's future will finally be secured. Everlasting harmony is within our reach, and no one has to hurt ever again. We'll never lose more than we already have. Why can't Dad and Oscar understand that? Benet, snap out of it. I can understand you might be getting sick and tired of all this fighting, but that's no reason to talk like that. Remember, I need you guys to find me some native bilberries. They haven't been spotted around Amorca or Mainz as much lately, but if your theory's right, they could be growing somewhere on Ursula Road that doesn't get a lot of foot traffic. I hate to ask you guys to go berry picking out of all times, but I'd appreciate if you found some. Okay, I had to stop there. I think we spoke to everyone here, so we can dip out and resume talking to everyone over here. The Crossbell Time special issue, there are folks out there working hard to stop that insane weapon from firing. So Triple S and the rest of these young men and women who truly care for our beloved Crossbell. With them here, I feel like we'll be able to overcome whatever obstacles that try to stand in the way of our freedom. I know I'm up there in the years, but seeing them do all they can makes me want to as well. I knew you could do it, Lloyd. The other police officers told us you were the leader of the big operation. Thank you for saving us. I wouldn't call myself the leader per se. There were a whole bunch of people, some you know, some you might not know, like people from Erebonia. Exactly, and there's still work to be done. That means you're up, okay? We need the junior Triple S around to pick up our slack. Frankly, you kids are more on top of it than most adults around here, which is true. Damn right, Dio wasn't getting around. I'll need you guys to look after Ken and Nana for me, okay? But remember, if things get too scary, it's still brave to run to safety as fast as you can. We or the guild will make sure to come to your rescue. Aww. Okay, we'll help, but we won't go too crazy either. Yeah, be careful, okay? It was totally worth doing what we could as Junior Triple S. People are really starting to count on us. Oh yeah, guess what? Chiruru can come home now. It's a relief that I don't gotta worry about how she's going anymore. I guess that could work. Alright, we're gonna do whatever we can to protect everyone's smiles, just like you guys. Just watching everyone makes me feel braver. We might not be able to do a whole lot, but we can still do the best we can. I'm also going to help out as a member of the Junior Triple S. But if you and Nana are ever in danger, I'll make sure to stop them, so try not to worry. Good luck. Empty. It's Yuna. She brought the Triple S in Class 7 too. Your father already told me everything. I'm so glad you're alright. Same to you, Mom. I hope you two have been on your best behavior. So what's going on? You look like you're up to something. People can finally come in and out of the city now that the occupation is over. Several refugees and even entire households are going hungry right now. So working with the entertainment and residential districts to set up a food bank and distribute food around the city. Lena reached out to everyone at Villa Raison to ask for our help as well. It's nice to flex my homemaker muscles for once. We're gonna help too. We get to peel veggies and stuff. Wow, you guys are really going all out. Your mother is something else, you know. Yeah, Lena really is the best. The city may have technically been liberated, but things are as chaotic as ever outside. Thankfully, Mrs. Novash and Sammy are both eager to help, so we shouldn't have any trouble delivering food to the people in need. Be careful out there, okay, Yuna? I know you're about to head off into danger. When you get back, I'll have a heaping helping of your favorite dinner on the table as a reward for a job well done. How's that sound, sweetheart? Like heaven, I'll be back before you know it, Mom. Yuna told me all about potato sprouts and how you shouldn't pick them from the ground. She said they were dangerous because they're still poisonous, which is true. Oh, you remembered. Atta girl, Nana. There's gonna be a volunteer kitchen. That means there's gonna be loads of food. I'm gonna stuff my face full. That's one way to look on the bright side, I guess. And I don't think we can go anywhere else in here. Nope. I have a feeling this is going to be a big one. Hey guys, how you holding up? We're still alright, so you three met up with Sophia? We just happened to bump into each other on the way back from taking care of a few wanted monsters on the highway. We were just on our way to help with food bank preparation at the Belheim. We talked about having Estelle and Joshua over for dinner the last time we went out to eat with Ren. What a happy accident that we'd run into each other again so soon. Sure is, honestly, I wish the timing were a little better so we could hang out. I mean, you're not going to come eat with us at the Belheim? I want to do something to thank Ren for saving me and being my friend. That's awfully sweet, but I don't recall ever saving you. But you know that's not true. Plus, Papa said you saved him too. What am I gonna do with you? Aw, you guys are even closer than I thought. Would it be alright if we drop by after our next big mission is complete? We can also try to squeeze in a small visit as we do our next set of rounds. We can do that too. Oh boy, you were always a softie, Joshua. Of course, we'll be waiting for you to come home safely. Be careful and good luck. I'm sure Harold will be thrilled to hear what we're doing. I'll be praying that you all come back safely and can join us later. So we get the Ren note. I know cooking for the food drive comes first, but we can still eat dinner together, right? I was really afraid of what was happening in the city, but now it's no big deal because there's something to look forward to. So real quick, if you don't remember what Colin was referring to, that's the kidnap mission in Zero. He wanders into a truck and he's about to be attacked by, I think it's dogs or something, and then Ren takes out one group while we take out the others. And then she denies she was there because he fell asleep afterwards, and yeah. I didn't think we'd get an opportunity to spend together like that until it was all over. Let's do whatever it takes to put an end to that tacky eyesore of a tower. Can't even enjoy a simple meal with that hideous thing looking over us. What a killjoy. Glad to see Sophia and her family are doing so well. We should get back to patrolling the city. There's bound to be some kind of job that needs a Bracer's touch if we look hard enough. Almost definitely it's good to have you two back in town to help out. I know something interesting earlier as I was going around looking for ways to help the residents. People were already doing what they could to help one another. They boosted my spirits instead of the other way around. Imagine that. Crossbellans have always had such strong spirits. Maybe that comes to the territory of living someplace with so many ups and downs. Okay, next. There is someone here. I used to pitch in on food drives all the time during my days in the Crossbell diet. Maybe I'll cook a batch of my special miso soup. In fact, I'll even toss it the... I believe the expression is toss in the best ingredients we have. I don't know. That might be like a... That's not an auto, correct? I don't know. It's not every day common folk get to taste the luxuries of fine dining. Wait, no, what am I saying? I'll start sounding like Mrs. Novash did at her worst if I start saying things like that. Got so fired up at watching Ilya and Risha duel it out earlier. As did I, each danced so passionately and with such determination it was a spectacle to behold. All the more reason we can't just sit on our hands and do nothing to help. Right, let's head over to the Belheim and pitch in Elena's food drive. There are hungry mouths to feed out there. It's inspiring how passionate Elia, Risha, and Sully are. I should follow their example. Alright, here goes nothing. It's rather enjoyable cooking for everyone like this. In fact, it makes me want to stay and continue living in Crossbell instead of going back to Erebonia. So they're organizing a food drive. That's a really neat idea. Wait, I should be doing something to help out. There must be something I can do. Stay out of the way. Door's locked. They don't say anything about that being Elia's. Good, door's locked. Sorry, don't mind me, just a force of habit. It's okay, remember how Elia used to forget to lock her door all the time back in the day? Let's have some faith that she'll make another full recovery and get to come home again soon. Elia's a fighter, I'm sure she will. Now, doesn't Sully still live with her, or did that change? I don't remember. Is Pete here? Quite a few. He's being allowed to move about on the condition that he has an officer monitoring his actions. His crimes are undoubtedly grave, but his knowledge and desire for a better future are what Crossbell needs right now. To be honest, I don't actually think he needs to be watched. Nonetheless, I'll do my job. It's you guys. Welcome. Glad you can make it. It's been a long time since I last saw many of you, Lapis and her friend notwithstanding. Yeah, over 2 years. Part of me has wanted to visit you. Glad that's happening now. As mine. I had the opportunity to examine the citizens' body language on my way here. In typical Crossbell fashion, they're doing their best to hang in and keep their heads held high. I've noticed too, I'm sure many of them are scared deep down, but they're fighting it back and doing what they can to smile. Yes, I believe so as well. It's because they've overcome so many trials and tribulations, not just in the last few years, but for a very long time. It demonstrates just how misguided I was to try and take that strength away from them. I should have believed in their strength rather than use Kian Septarian's power to reshape reality and erase that perseverance. I've come to understand that more than ever. Mr. Grimwood. I'm glad you can believe in the people again. But don't forget that you're one of them. Everything you said applies to you as well. Okay, I misread that first. That's why you've done everything you can to help Lapis and Crossbell, isn't it? You haven't given up. She's right, you're one of the people who's taught me how strong humans can be. That's why I was able to gain the chance to rise once more through Rufus. So don't go excluding yourself. Perhaps you're right, I owe thanks to both of you. Now then, I didn't come here to be nostalgic. It's about time we get to work. Did you bring the materials I asked for, Pete? Yes, sir. Here's the Register of Foreign Enterprises and Influential People. What do you need that for? The appearance of the tower has Calvert and other nations at high alert. Something must be done to ease tensions at our borders. That should buy time for all of you to take action. I'm not the civil servant I once was, but I'll use what connections I have remaining to help as best I can. You did have an international reputation, so I'm sure you'll be able to help in that regard. I appreciate the vote of confidence, and do be careful out there. I believe in you just the same. Thanks. We'll get through this. Oh, before I forget, I wanted to thank you guys for looking into those weird sounds confirmed to the law firm on the day of the signing ceremony. Everyone operating underground was able to do so much more safely because you took on that wanted monster request. Wow, I forgot all about that. Feels like a lifetime ago. That reminds me that I saw some sort of strange shadow down there that day. Something doesn't feel right. Maybe we should go back there and have another look. It's hard for me to think of Mr. Grimwood as anything but the kind man I've always known. At the end of the day, I still want to be a lawyer like him, so I'm helping out for the first time in a while. I truly appreciate Pete reaching out to me and asking for my assistance. Frankly, after all I've done, I don't feel as though I deserve his or anyone's respect. Nevertheless, I'll contribute how I can. I want to give back and do something good, not just for Crossbell, but for Pete. Yuna, I wasn't expecting to see you in the neighborhood now of all times. And you're even with the Triple S in Class 7. It's quite the surprise to see you all together. I read what you all did in the special issue of the Crossbell Times. You must still be working so hard to clean up the newest mess. Yeah, we definitely got our work cut out for us, but we're working together to take care of it as soon as we can. What about all of you? Have you been how have you been feeling the last few days? Now that you mention it, both Elsa and I have been feeling a little hazy lately. Thankfully, that cleared up a little while ago. Mo and her friends came over to cheer us up, and I think that made all the difference. It did. It's good to hear. Well, do you know, the Junior Triple S is going to put us out of business at this rate, so we better eliminate them. They're a good bunch of kids, that's for sure. We're going to help distribute supplies to the evacuees now that we're feeling better. Rest assured that we'll be praying for your success and what's to come. Here, take these for the road. those are good. Thanks, Elsa. We really appreciate it. We'll be sure to put them to good use. You should get going now. Stay safe, you two. You all certainly have quite the line of characters traveling together. I even see a few unfamiliar faces. I'm sure Crossbell couldn't be in better hands. Good luck with what's to come, and stay safe, everyone. Some of the guests at the entertainment district hotels are still stranded and unable to leave Crossbell at all. I thought it would be a good idea to donate some goods and supplies for them so they at least have the basic necessities. So we're kinda almost done with the patrol. We have to do entertainment district here and then the back alley. Cathedral will be part of the video of me wandering around because since I took the break, I don't actually know how long this part is. I'm imagining it to be a lot. Why was I in support of the United Nations? Can't figure it out for the life of me. Or the reason, then, I can say with certainty that I'm completely against the Supreme Leader's plans now. Crossbell's faced countless tragedies compared to the rest of Zemuria. It's also what makes us want to fight so hard so that others never have to experience what we have. Hey there, want to play? The occupation's over and Barker Casino's back in business. Want to come in for a game? The big takeaway after everything is that Crossbell's at its best when it's free. I may be an Imperial, but I love this place just as much, and I plan to use my hostess skills the mostest to keep the city fun and flirty. Oh boy, not touching that one. Her or the comment. As I understand it, the fate of Crossbell rests on all of your shoulders, doesn't it? Can't imagine what it's like to carry such a heavy burden or how difficult it will be to stop such a frightening weapon. Nevertheless, I know I'm not the only one in the city willing to bet on your success. I have no doubt you'll come out victorious. And when you do, I hope you'll come visit us for some well-earned rest and relaxation. We'd be happy to have you. Rita Rosa's poker face was always a cut above the rest. I may be a dealer, but I'm a gambler at heart. There's still much I can learn from her. I took refuge inside the staff's break room here at Drake's insistence over the last week. It's actually quite fun living here, if you can believe it. What a unique experience it made for. Drake has always been the carrying sword, so it was just like him. He'd do anything for an old friend. Wait a sec, I thought I recognized you. Rita Rosa, how have you been? I've been well, Randy. You seem to have been doing well for yourself these last couple of years. I'm sure you still have plenty of work to do, but what do you say to catching up once this is all over? We can play a few hands together. You're on, I really like that, but the loser is buying drinks. You're gonna be buying drinks, Randy. I ran into Lecter outside earlier. Didn't even recognize him without his vacation attire on. But you know, I used to think he and Mr. Drake are a lot alike. You can just by a glance Yeah, they're missing a word there. You can tell just by a glance that they're no average Joes. Hope he visits again one day. Mishi coin. So this is how we get these. And they need to be cheaper than that to matter. I really want to dip into the... I need 200 tokens, so bear with me for a second. So I'm going to hold on my 2 pair. Sucks. This might be a tie game unless he got really lucky. And yes, I almost grabbed the deuce by mistake. Okay, it's very likely he won't be able to beat our 2-pair. If I were not recording, I would play longer. Came rushing over to play the second I heard the casino was back open for business. I've got days worth of gambling to make up for. Crossbell just isn't the same without its wild side, if you ask me. Where's old man Rick? He used to be the slot jockey, I guess you can call it. Well, if it isn't the Triple S. I believe I speak for all of us when I say thank you for freeing our city once more. I'm sure it couldn't have been easy. And there are times the charm. I understand Morale was seriously wounded and was only finally transported to a proper hospital a little while ago. Randy, you better not be putting too much on your shoulders again. I have enough things to worry about on my plate. He's got you there. Anything you have to say for yourself? Lay off, will you, Drake? Sorry if I had you clutching your pearls in fear. Already got another talking to from Captain Crossbell over here. Still wasn't as bad as when I ran off a few years ago. Glad to hear it. I'll give you credit where it's due. You've been growing as a person alongside that tab you still owe me. I'd like to think I have everyone around me to thank for that. The growing part, not the drinking part, I mean. Still, I'm sure you know how it is for us. There's always unfinished business. I'll drop by to unwind a little once this mess is finally behind us. Who knows, might even pay off a little of that tab while I'm at it. You and I both know that won't be happening, but fine, I'll pour you a drink. Make sure to bring more ale with you, too. I don't know if we can get into Arkansas. Like, in my mind, I'm going down a list of places to go to. The thing is, we haven't seen any of the performers, so we have to be able to get inside. Ilya really is as beautiful as the Duskin Dancer, but I still can't help but associate her with the flames and the sun. That's why I created my Soleil ice cream. Delicious treat made fiery hot, even if it's actually cold after being mixed with fiery fruits. Get a scoop of this to show your love for Ilya and the rest of Arkansas. So, I think I mentioned it before, but Soleil is the French word for sun. So, I'm not gonna lie, that is actually really nasty for the buffs it gives. We've taken care of the vehicles. The displays on them notify the EDF. Sure, we wish we had more people to help us clear them out. Here's hoping we can wrap this up before the end of the day. Ilya's the Duskin Dancer was gorgeous, but I still love how bright she shines as the fervent dancer. Without our son, we can't have our beloved Moon Princess and Lady Risha. Sully, Eugene, Theodore, Plie, Celine, and Nikolai, too. They're only going to keep improving as the years go on. Get ready because the golden era of Arkansas has only just begun. Can't believe how lucky I am to be able to breathe the same air as them. Thank you, Adios. Call it a good feeling, but I think we as fans put too much pressure on Lady Ilya in the past. Just got a good look at her a second ago, and she looked like a huge weight had just been lifted off her shoulders. I'm so glad. As fans, we have to make clear that we'll always love and support Lady Ilya now and in the future, no matter what she does. Now that she's back with Arkansas, I can't wait to keep cheering her on until my lungs give out. Yeah, I don't even need to cheer for on someone to get my lungs to give out these days. A lot of people saw that broadcast. Reactions were absolutely wild. It reminded me all over again just how powerful a performance can be. Too many people are cheering me on and for me to abandon all hope. Gotta give my all toward getting Arkansas up and running again. I knew Ilya was acting strange, but all I could do was watch. I'm a real failure as her manager. But now isn't the time to be drawn in regret. I need to stand tall and do whatever I can for this theater, for every one of us in Crossbell. A lot of the staff are still pretty confused, myself included. But for now we've talked it over and concluded the show must go on. Ilya will be coming back to us in one piece, we know she will. And when she does, we all want to see just how much we've grown. We want her to see how much we've grown. So this is where the dressing rooms are, if you don't remember. I'm hoping most of the people are back here, but we can see that they are not. Hey, how you guys doing? Heard from Sully that Ilya's resting at the hospital. It's all because you never gave up on her, Risha. That's our Moon Princess. You're just too cool for your own good, and our good too. Oh no, all I did was focus on her dance. But thank you. You sure did. Now there's no way I could watch that and not get fired up. Things might still be a mess right now, but once it all calms down, we gotta get the show on the road. Everyone's doing what they can to help right now, so don't worry about us, alright? You and the Triple S go do what needs to be done. I'm going to take this time to polish my skills and catch up to your amazingness. I'll hold you both to that then. Everyone's doing what they can to help right now, so don't worry about us. That's a repeat. Once things are calmed down, I'm going to visit Ilya in the hospital. Sully's with her now, so if you want, you should go too, Risha. But you guys will be seeing that in a different video. I'm embarrassed to say my memories of late have been kind of fuzzy. I apparently made alt costumes for the troupe while the city was occupied. Even made one for the Duskin Dancer. Can't believe I made things in support of the Supreme Leader. It's awful even. I'm getting rid of it all ASAP. Craftsmanship is pretty nice though, eh? It'd be a huge waste to throw out such nice costumes. Actually, yeah, let me just store them away for another day. Can't believe I cooperated with the Ebon Defense Force, and we were going to perform to raise morale for the soldiers? Might sound hypocritical coming from me now, but I never want to perform in support of a war. We have to get things back to normal as quickly as possible. By the way, something I've been rather curious about. That young lady, is she? No, Navi Master of his craft can make a doll look so human. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say something so strange. It's alright. Yeah, they partnered with Rosenberg Studio before. It'll only make things more confusing if we clarify anything. A little bit of confusion never hurt anyone, if you ignore all the people it's hurt, that is. Okay, we can't go over there. Hi, Plie. Hi, Eugene. It's nice to see you. Risha, when did you get here? We just finished taking apart all the equipment the soldiers brought in. But there's still a ton to do. They wanted to do this whole big show to raise morale in anticipation of going to war with the neighboring nations. My memories are a little messed up, but I guess we were helping them? Everything from setting up the stage to getting the light perfected, and now we gotta put it all back in place. Honestly, I don't have a clue why we did all that. But it's done now, so we have to focus on our Dream of a Million Nights performance. Exactly, we can't afford to sit with our hands tied when we've got a real show to deliver. Be it Risha, Theodore, the Triple S, we've got a ton of rivals, and I don't intend to let a single one of them show me up. Good, show me what you got. We're rooting for you to do your part. This whole darkness theme isn't bad and all, but you have to end dark with the light of hope. We can be that light, and that means there's no time to dilly-dally. I don't know what's going to happen at Crossbell going forward, but as artists there's only one thing we can do, and that's preparing so we can form the Dream of a Million Nights again. Okay, I think that's everything. Going down the list, I don't think we found everyone, but it's possible they could be somewhere else still, but I don't really know where because they're not the type that hang out in the back alley, other than Risha used to be, but yeah. They could be at the hospital now that I think about it. As soon as the EDF siege ended, the house arrest put in place for civilians was lifted as well. Unfortunately, it seems that progress towards restoring the local transportation networks continues to proceed slowly. As a result, quite a few people are still having trouble returning home, whether in Crossbell or abroad. In the meantime, we're allowing those who need a place to stay to remain here completely free of charge. Okay, so I was wondering a little bit about the buses, to be honest, and that explains a little bit. Dario's continued to do an outstanding job despite how crazy things are right now. It's been seeing just how much she's grown since he came to the hotel. It'll be nice to finally have something positive to report to his father, President Giscard. And he's in this room over here cleaning. These people think kissing my ass for a job well done is enough to put me in a good mood. What? Don't give me the wrong idea. I'm not feeling cheery or anything. Can't a guy hum in peace just because he wants to? If that tower really is going to fire off more divine lightning, it might be safer to stay in Crossbell and return to Calvert. But I'm really worried about my family back in Crossbell. It's hard being apart from them. I'd really like to get back to Calvert already, but the trains still aren't running. I'll either have to wait until the lines are restored or take the long way back by bus. Decisions. And that just reminded me of Station Street. Son of a... Just 6 months ago, Dario was so awful. He tried to hit on me and harass me when he stayed here in the hotel. Now he's completely different. Just goes to show people really can't change if they put their minds to it, I suppose. Still having to let bad language slip out, and it's not as direct about his feelings as I'd like, but it's all part of his charm in the end. Seriously, doors? We may be under house arrest, but the staff have taken great care of me while I've stayed here. They're also nice, and the service on the whole is beyond thorough. Especially impressed with Dario. He always knows what to recommend, from relaxing scents to soothing music. Not to mention he has quite the eye for beauty, a feat for someone so young. I couldn't have asked for a better attendant. It's fair to say that this insurrection has done considerable damage to the local economy. Yet, even now, Letisa, our manager, is prioritizing the satisfaction of our guests over our own profits. So that's what the rest of us are focusing on now, doing everything we can to ensure our guests have a pleasant, comfortable stay. I'm under house arrest with my Imperial Secretary. My word, being liberated is wonderful, but what are we going to do from here? So much to think about. Need to figure out what to put down in my report. Didn't take long for this district to get back into business after the occupation ended. I know the mess hasn't been fully cleaned up yet, but every little bit of progress is good, right? The EDF's out, and that means we can finally open up our doors again. Time to bring in the customers. Why the... Okay, we spoke to her. One of our best customers got in touch, so I'll be accompanying them. I'm so glad my favorite part of the shop's putting a smile on someone's face. So I'm so proud to do what I do. Now, to get to it. You're proud of that? Pim's been working harder than anyone I know, so you won't catch me resting on my laurels. We got a whole slew of customers who are ready to cut loose and game their hearts out. Let's have ourselves some fun, ladies and gents. Feels like the old back alley is starting to breathe easy again now that the EDF's been chased down. Not that there isn't still plenty to worry about, with that tower looming over us, and who knows what Calvert might do. Still, the public's grown to trust the CGF and CPD over these last few years. There's one thing Crossbellans are used to, it's handling adversity. We'll make it through this and have our Independence Day, I know it. Till then, I'll continue easing our customers' worries and meeting their needs for food, drink, and music. It's been a while since I've seen Eric get so passionate about something. Phil requests to host a customer before my usual shift too, so I need to get fired up. Eric's right, this place has the chance to draw in some great business once this is all over. Chances are I'll be bringing customers from my club here around the clock if things really take off. They just have it blocked off. Check out Imelda. Welcome, kiddos. So you're Lapis. You're becoming more and more human-like. You're welcome to come live with me if your friends ever grow tired of you. I'll even give you my word not to sell you. Instead, you'll be the mascot of my shop. That's a generous offer. Don't fall for it, LP. There's no telling what unscrupulous things she'll do to you. Someone tells me she treated you very well. That I would, so care to cut a deal? Stop treating me like I'm merchandise. Lapis gets final say, and she's not up for it, it's best to give up. How unfortunate. Well, aren't you a strange bunch? I'm sure you'll be able to put an end to that giant tower with this group. I'll be counting on all of you to clear this up for me.
If you ain't buying, then get out.
Okay, we do have machete ribbons.
Come again.
Like, I'm trying to figure out, are they going to make you split up into 3 parties like Final Fantasy VI did? So yes, I did forget about Station Street. True to form. I just can't get the image out of my mind. Talk about crazy. You see, just as I was taking a nap at a guest house, I was assailed by this intense light out of nowhere. I freaked out thinking I'd been caught in an explosion, but apparently it was some sort of beam fired off by that gigantic weapon. How terrifying is that? Shouldn't the rest of the staff at Michelin get the heck away? No reason to swing by. You can go to Michelin. So why are those listed as new? We were there. With the occupation over, Rhymes Deliveries is open for business again. I didn't read that last word, so I don't know. I suppose I ought to get going to deliver the goods St. Ursula Hospital requested. Watch over the sidelines as you and the others liberated Crossbell. To say shock my system is an understatement. Please leave city security and post-op cleanup to those of us in the Metropolitan Division. If things are still peaceful, now would be the time of day when trains be coming going like crazy. Tracks without trains travel on them aren't even tracks anymore. I'm sick and tired of the city getting occupied. And can we do anything with the airport? All party members can be used when on the main road. Select the members of your party.